How can black make use of that development lead? Well, the answer is you push d4. So one point of this pawn push is, well, okay, before I get into like tactical points, what's the strategic point? The strategic point of this pawn push is that you would like to trade your isolated d5 pawn, and you'd like to leave white with some kind of weaknesses in this pawn structure of his if possible. Okay, and so, okay, now let's get into the tactical points. I mean, the first point is black's threatening d takes e3 and the bishop on d3 is hanging. That's why this is better than something like knight to e6, white castles, and then black plays d4. Black has probably successfully played d4 in this position, but is black threatening pawn takes pawn? Not particularly, because this bishop is defended. Also, if white moves their bishop somewhere, the black queen is now undefended because the knight is blocking the coordination between the rook and queen. So in fact, black's d4 pawn might come under pressure before he's even able to trade it. So in this position, however, if white tries to just move their bishop out of the way, black would actually be able to push through d3 because they still have the knight on c5, which is more aggressively attacking d3, and they still have the rook defending their queen. So they're able to really organize an annoyance for white on the d file if white just retreats from this. Okay, so first of all, first tactical point, taking on d4 with the pawn looks pretty bad because black will move the knight to e6 and then win his pawn back and establish the nice knight on f4. A really strong piece because it's really dangerous for the white king to have a knight posted at f4, right? It's going to be really close to that king. And also white's left with the shattered, slightly weak pawn structure, right? So, white takes back in a more positionally desirable way with the knight. And black attacks d4 with his knight. And this is the other main tactical point, right? Because d3 is undefended. So black's point is that after something like this, black will take here check, and after the king moves somewhere, black will be able to win an exchange if they want. Okay. So black attacks d4. White can't defend that, so they play what looks like a pretty strong move. Bring the bishop back, defending d4 with their queen, and they already know that black's going to try to basically make this kind of a trade and then move their knight to e6 and try and establish their knight on one of these squares. And as I said before, that's going to be a really good square for the knight, and it's going to endanger white's king if it gets there. So white's going to want to trade the knight with bishop to b3.
We hope you enjoyed this video demo from Chess.com. Subscribe today to finish this video and get unlimited access to our full video library. Your membership also includes access to Chess Mentor, the most advanced interactive training tool available anywhere. You'll also get full access to the Opening Explorer, Tactics Trainer, and much, much more. So sign up today and get serious about improving your game.